Want to relax to an Australian accent reading poetry? Have you come to the right place? Yeah, this is Australian Sensory Meridian video number 3. Yep, and this week I'm going to talk to you about poetry. Now, I'm 51 years old, and I've never really gotten poetry. Now, Yeah, I'm going to talk about poetry. Yeah, because I'm sophisticated! Mugwump. Anyway, I've never really gotten poetry. The only poem I ever heard that I liked, and I memorised it because I liked it, was a Spike Milligan one. His take on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It goes like this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, now I know just what you are. A lump of rusting rocket case, a rubbish dump in outer space. And that was the first poem that ever really sort of, touched, well, it didn't really touch me. I got it. It's not exactly a complex one. There's not a lot of room there for figuring stuff out. Most poems, though, I just never ever got. Right? And the ones that don't rhyme, I get even less. Because it's like, well, they don't even rhyme, aren't they? Just a collection of sentences? What makes them poems? I just don't get it. Anyway, just by chance, the other week, I happened upon a poem, just by accident, and I went, oh, that sparked something. And it was by an American woman called Emily Dickinson. Yeah, I know, a Yank doing something cultural. Surprised the heck out of me. Anyway, so I'm going to share this with you. I've got it written down. It's only very short. So this is To Make a Prairie, which all the poetry people are going, oh yes, To Make a Prairie. Ah, I know that one. Oh, it's a very famous poem, that is. And that, but yeah, I didn't know it. I hadn't heard it, and it just did wonders for me. I don't know if it'll do anything for you, but let's give it a whirl, shall we? Okay. To Make a Prairie by Emily, I'll Gut You Like a Fish, Dickinson. To make a prairie, it takes a clover and a bee. One clover and a bee, and reverie. The reverie alone will do, if bees are few. It still does it. It gives me a tingle. Here. I don't know why. It just does. And, yeah, you might not have got the tingle. Maybe you lack my sophistication. But that's okay, because it's taken me 51 years to find a poem that spoke to me. And, sometimes these things take time. I reckon at this rate, by the time I'm 102, I should, probably like 10 or 11 poems, which would be really lovely. Okay, and anyway, I'm going to read you another Emily Dickinson, because, I did some research on Emily Dickinson after that, looking for more poems, and most of the ones that I found were poems. They didn't do anything for me, they were nice, the words were pretty, but didn't touch me, and then I found another one. So, this is another poem by Emily Dickinson. This one's called... Okay, I'm going to read it out to you. This is Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily, Metaphor is My Middle Name, Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity, it asked a crumb of me. And that's just gorgeous. It's just beautiful. And I get the tingle again. You know? It's what Mary Kondo talks about sparking joy. It sparks joy in my soul. Yeah. I'm an educated person these days. Anyway, yeah, so that's a little bit of poetry. So, you know, look, if you don't get poetry either, yeah, maybe it's just not your thing. Or maybe you just haven't found the right poem or poet yet. I mean, I found one, and she was a Yank. Who'd have guessed? I did a bit of looking into her. I don't know that she was too well known in Australia. We were too busy colonising the country and stealing land and killing the indigenous people back then. So maybe that's why she's not so well known here amongst the, what you'd call the common folk. I'm not exactly common because I'm exceptionally pretty, but you get what I mean, you know. Other than that, I'm just like you. You know, we're pretty much exactly the same, except I'm awfully pretty. Okay. Anyway, I want to do a shout out to my girl Alicia, who's written to me a couple of times, and obviously she finds my gentle, soothing Aussie accent just something that brings her joy and comfort. You know, so Alicia, you and me, Dale, she asked me about my experiences with Derbyl Yerrigan, because I'd mentioned places like Eucla and Cartachuta and things like that. The truth of the matter is I haven't actually done much at Derbyl Yerrigan. I could tell you what it is, but you can just look it up. It's the Swan River. Oh, I've just told you. That's why I should script these things, to keep the surprises. Anyway, yeah, so I don't have a lot of experiences, but, you know, in forthcoming weeks I will talk about other places in Australia and animals and things and people and stuff like that. But look, thanks for joining me as always. Now, I'm going to finish off with one last poem from an Australian poet called Banjo Patterson. He's fairly famous. I can't remember what his first name was, because Banjo was his nickname. I think his first name might have been Alice or something like that. Anyway, he wrote a really famous long poem called The Man from Snowy River. And it's pretty famous. They made a film of it. And, yeah, I'm not going to read that out, though, because he wrote a sequel to The Man from Snowy River. And it was set many years later. It's not too long. And I'll read it to you now. You know. There was movement at the station, for the word had got around that the colt from old regret had passed away. And that's it. All right, I'll catch you later, mates. Take it easy. Hope you enjoyed relaxing to my voice. And, yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. See? Pulled that off. Because I have sophistication.